This is Barry with Core Accounting and Consulting Group. I have put together a step-by-step instructional video for our clients and any other businesses that might find this helpful, showing you how to file the newly required Beneficial Ownership Information Report with the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. I will be completing this filing for one of my personal LLCs as an example. This company only has one individual beneficial owner and does not have an entity as a beneficial owner. This is what I would deem a very simple company filing, which will be similar to what many of our small business clients will also be filing. They may have a few more beneficial owners to list, but it should be a similar process. This video will not provide an overview of all the businesses that are required to file and who is exempt from the filing requirement. You can find more information on this on the FinCEN website under the Frequently Asked Questions page. As a general statement, if you are required to file a document with your Secretary of State to register your business and are not a tax-exempt entity, you most likely must file this form. To our clients that are listening, if you have received a letter from us about the filing requirement, you are not exempt and need to file this report. This video provides guidance on the steps for the initial filing requirement and does not include filing an updated report. You can file this report directly on the FinCEN website and do not need to pay an online third party to file it for you if you are comfortable completing it. You will most likely be providing them the same information that you will be entering directly on the FinCEN website, where you can file it for free. Some states and errors and omissions insurance companies are allowing accountants to complete this form on their client's behalf, and some may not. Our firm will not be completing these filings for our clients and will recommend you review this with your attorney if you are not comfortable completing this on your own. I feel most of our clients can complete this filing on their own. If you have any questions, please let us know. Please take a moment and read through this disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. If you are unsure of your requirements or unable to confidently complete this filing on your own, I encourage you to reach out to your accountant or attorney for further guidance. One of the biggest reasons outside of you are obligated to file this report by law that I can give you to complete this filing timely are the potential penalties if you fail to do so. The current civil penalty for failure to file is $591 per day. If you willfully violate the reporting requirements, you can potentially be subject to criminal penalties of up to 2 years of imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. I've included the verbiage directly from FinCEN's website here in the source website at the bottom of the page showing the due dates depending on your company registration date. If your company was registered prior to January 1st, 2024, you have until January 1st, 2025 to file your report. If your company was registered on or after January 1st, 2024, and prior to January 1st, 2025, you will have 90 calendar days from your creation date to file your report. If your company is registered on or after January 1st, 2025, you will have 30 calendar days from your creation date to file your report. In general, who must be reported as a beneficial owner on the report? An individual who directly or indirectly exercises substantial control over your company. They do not need to have an ownership interest in the company. An individual who owns or controls at least 25% of your company's ownership. This was some general information about the filing requirements that could be beneficial to you. You can browse FinCEN's website and frequently asked questions to guide you if you have further questions. Let's move on to my filing as an example. In order to file this BOI report, we will have to first go to the website. I'm going to use a Google search for BOI filing to get to the appropriate website. The correct website is the first result, which is boifiling.fincen.gov. So we're going to click on this link. It's going to take us to the BOI website. You see the address up here in the browser. In order to get into the filing, you can select at two different places. You can select Get Started up here in the top right-hand corner for the beneficial ownership information reporting, or down here in the bottom left, you can select File BOIR. This will take us to the next screen. You have the option to file with a PDF, or you can just file online by inputting the information in the web browser, which is what we're going to do here today. So we're going to select Prepare and submit the BOIR. It's going to give you a warning here. You can read through that. And then in order to gain access, you're going to agree. So this is going to be the first page of the Beneficial Ownership Information Report, or BOIR. It's going to be broken into several sections. You're going to have section number 1, filing information. The second section is going to be reporting company. Third section is going to be company applicant or applicants. And then fourth section is going to be the beneficial owner or owners. And then you'll end up submitting this once you complete that. So we're going to go back to the beginning here to filing information. We are going to be doing an initial report. If you're coming back in after doing the initial because you have to correct something, you can select this radio button B to correct something you've already reported in the past, or radio button C here if you've already filed your initial report and you need to come back in and update. Say your business address has changed, your personal residence address has changed, or the beneficial owners have changed. Either somebody is no longer an owner or you've added a new owner. You can come back in and update this by selecting those options. So we're going to come in down below here. They just have a notice here for this Privacy Act and paperwork reduction. You can read through that if you like. It's just a notice for you. So we're going to select our initial report. We're going to select next. Part 1 here, the reporting company information. You have the option to request and receive a FinCEN ID for your company. This is not a requirement. I am going to go through, select this box so I receive one once everything is completed here, so I have that for my records. And then from here, we're going to go down into the legal name and alternative names for your business. So we're going to go through, we're going to complete this this filing here. Some of it's going to be my actual information, and some of it we're going to be using some fictitious information just for security purposes. So we're going to come in here and type in our legal business name. If you operate under a fictitious name or doing business as a name, you're able to put that down here in box 6 if you would like. And then we're going to move into the next section for the form of identification. This is going to be the company's identification information. You can use an employee identification number, a social security number, an individual tax identification number, or you can state that you are a foreign company. So in this filing, I'm going to use an EIN number and type an EIN number in here. And since we're not using the foreign option up in box 7, it doesn't ask us to complete box 9 here. And we get down here to box 10 for our country or jurisdiction, use USA. It's going to ask us for our state in box 10B. I'm going to start typing in Pennsylvania. I'm going to select Pennsylvania. We don't need to complete box 10C or 10D because we're not dealing with anything for a tribal jurisdiction. And then we're going to put our current US address down here in box 11. We're going to do our street address. Here's our street address. We're going to do our city. Box 13, select United States. Box 14, we're going to select our state, which is going to be Pennsylvania. And box 15, type in our zip code. Once you're comfortable with everything that you've entered on this page, you can go through and select next. You're also welcome to go back up top. If you haven't reviewed while you're typing, you can review it again before you move forward. We'll select next. It's then going to bring us to the company applicant section. If your company was created prior to January 1st of 2024, you do not have to complete this information. Any companies that are created after 2024, you will have to fill this in. And there is some information in the frequently asked questions section of FinCEN's website for this. It'll let you know who has to be listed here. I believe it's up to 2 individuals can be listed for the company applicant. So in this case, we're going to select the checkbox here stating that we were in existence prior to January 1st, 2024. It's going to tell us that all of these fields will be cleared and disabled. Do we want to continue? Yes, we do. You scroll down through here. You do not have the option to complete any of this information while that is checked. So then we're going to go to next. Here, we're going to move to the beneficial owner. We do not need to complete box 35 for the check mark. I'm not completing this for a minor child. I'm completing it for myself. Box 36. If you have multiple companies, you yourself can get a FinCEN ID. At this point, I have not applied for one of those, so I'm going to skip that box on this section here. Box 37, if you are an exempt entity, this may apply to you if the beneficial owner is an exempt entity, so you can read through information that comes up here on the screen as well. If that does apply to you, you can do a little bit more research on that. Then we're going to get down here to the legal name and date of birth of the beneficial owner. So box 38 is going to be my last name. Box 39 is going to be my first name. I have the option to complete my middle name, or if I have a suffix here in box 40 and 41, I'm going to skip that for this this video presentation. And then to enter your date of birth, just going to do January 1st of 2000. Then we're going to do a residential address. This is not your business address. This is the residential address for the owner themselves. So we're going to go here to 18 North Main Street. I'm just going to use the post office box here in Stewartstown rather than put my residential address on the video. We're going to select United States, box 45. And then for the state, I'm going to put Pennsylvania, and we're going to add our zip code for Stewartstown. Then when we get down to the next section, form of identification and issuing jurisdiction. So you can use several different types of identifying documents. You can use your state driver's license, state, local, or tribe issued ID, a U.S. passport, or a foreign passport. In this, we're going to use the state issued driver's license, and we're going to enter driver's license number. And down in box 50A, we're going to list our country of jurisdiction, United States. Box 50B, going to list our state of Pennsylvania again. Since we're not using the tribal, we don't need to fill out box 50C or 50D. And then for box 51, you do have to upload an image of whatever document you're using. So there are different file types here. You can use your JPEGs, your PNGs, your PDFs. I already have a copy of my driver's license scanned in here. So we'll just select that and upload that. So after that's uploaded for your first beneficial owner, I do not have an additional beneficial owner that I have to add. But if you did, you could come up here to the top of the page and select Add Beneficial Owner. It's going to give you the option here to add beneficial owner number 2. You have a third, fourth. You can keep going through adding all of these. But as stated, I'm going to remove these because we only have one beneficial owner. All right, so then we're going to move on to the next stage, which is going to be our submission. Going to select next. Here it's going to ask us to complete our email. And then it wants us to confirm. Have you list your first name, your last name. This is for the individual who is completing the filing. And then here it wants you to certify that you're authorized to file this BOIR report on behalf of the reporting company. I'm going to select I agree. It's another reminder here about compliance that you're able to read through. And then before you can submit this, you have to go through this I am human. Select that. And it's going to give you its security questions for you to complete. Verify that. It'll allow us to go through and select submit. Once it has successfully been submitted, you can go through, it'll give you submission tracking ID, and then you can actually download the transcript of what you have filed for your records. And that's it. You've completed your filing. Hopefully this was helpful. If you find that you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Make sure you get this filed by your due date in order to avoid any of those late filing penalties.